Both my baby daddies, they are serving 33 years in prison. The first one got 15 years. The second one got 18 years. And my son is 9 years old. My daughter is 7. Both my baby daddies have been locked up since I was pregnant. The first one got locked up when I was about 4 months pregnant. Never seen him again. I went to the prison a couple times when I was pregnant. I never went after that. Never seen him again. Never laid eyes on him again. My second baby daddy, I never seen him after he hit the county jail. I don't have no baby daddy drama. And I can't say it's for the best reasons, but I've been doing this dolo for so long. I done got used to not sharing my kids. I done got used to living alone. I got used to just making everything about them. I was such a baby when I had my babies. Listen to me, Ellen. I was such a baby when I had my babies that I really grew with them.
I want to stop there for just a second. I want you to remember what she just said. Okay. She was really young when she had them and, quote, she grew with them. And I want you to decide at the end of her little spiel here if you feel she has grown with them. 2 baby daddies in jail. And like she said, one of them she's never seen before. So that kind of tells me these were most likely, at least that was most likely a one night stand. There was no emotion. I will never understand women devaluing their bodies so much that they're willing to do it with these type of losers. I will truly never, ever get it. There is nothing wrong with some self-respect. And 15 years for each baby daddy. But she feels she has matured. That's what I read in her bio, or at least as part of this video.
It's a different feeling when you don't have nobody interrupting your peace with your kids and it's just you and them all the time. I can't imagine, because they were not the ideal guys. I can't imagine the back and forth and the drama that would have took place if they never got locked up.
A few moments later.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and get it up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up.
Okay, so this is mommy saying that she has grown up. For those who are not looking at the screen, she is adorned with neck tattoos and she's shaking her jugglers for the camera, making sure they bounce at her place of work. And it looks like she's in a kitchen, so she's either working at a restaurant or a fast food place, and she's got her hands up in the air juggling. And by the way, for the 1 or 2 people that have complained that I describe what's going on the screen, there are 30 million YouTube channels. All right. I describe what's going on because I cannot and will not assume that everybody can see the screen. Okay. That's a priority to me on this channel. So that's what she's doing, shaking it at work with the food boxes in the background. I can see the kitchen sink back there. You know, sometimes apples don't fall far from the tree in families, and that doesn't fall any further away when you're picking your date. Now are you seeing how she got the loser baby daddies that she got doing this? And she wants to sit there and say about how she's just matured so much and that her life is so much better without these losers. And can you imagine when these kids grow up and they're going to see mama doing this? Again, next to devaluing yourself so much that you're willing to just do it with any guy, and then shaking at the workplace like this, sticking it on the internet, telling the whole world, hey, and thinking you're flexing. I got 2 baby daddies in jail, but take a look at me. I'm this outstanding mom. You look like an absolute idiot and you look trashy. You see the drippy, and would someone please tell me, what is this crap where they take their index finger and thumb and they tap it together? Is that supposed to mean something? Because if that's the environment that whatever this little tweet motion is supposed to be, again, you look absolutely stupid. You're a mother. You've got children. You've already got them on the low bar of life with tons of challenges they're going to have that other people don't have. I mean, let's think about it. In the best families, and when I'm talking about best, I'm talking about they're financially stable, solid, secure. Let's say the father goes to prison. Under the best families with the money, there are going to be challenges. There are going to be challenges that the children have because their friends and everybody else in the family knows, your daddy's locked up. But at least there's the money to be able to raise them. Here, we're talking low income, minimum wage job. How do I know? Look at where she's at, shaking her boobs for the camera. It says a lot. It's like when we talk about kids starting behind the 8 ball, This is it. This mother is how they start behind the 8 ball. And I feel horrible for the kids because it's this environment that they're growing up in. And yet she's sitting there thinking with all of her tattoos and shaking it for the camera. She thinks she's all that. And she thinks she has somehow or another elevated herself, and probably thinking she's elevated her children because the daddies are locked up. All she's done is she's acting trashy for the camera. And I am so sorry that her children have her as a mother, and they're going to have to battle this to become better people, stronger people, and more capable. So I wish her kids the absolute best of luck. I wish I could be their teacher. Then I could be a good role model for them, because this is trashy. I would be so embarrassed if my mother did this. Oh my Lord. Absolutely embarrassed. Hard enough, like I said, having daddies in prison, but a trashy mother on top of it. There you go. I make no apologies.
Come on now.
Okay, this is at a Chinese restaurant, and a woman, because it can be a little hard to follow on the video. A woman, I won't have to, let's just say it's fatigue. The fatiguing people, that's how I put it. The fatiguing people, she's come back in and she wants her money back from this Chinese restaurant.
Be nice. Don't snatch from me now. Don't snatch it, baby. Don't snatch it. I know how y'all do now. Don't do that to me. Don't do. No, $10.30. $10.30. I want $10.30. I want $10. I want all my money back. Here we go. See how nasty they can get? And there go the chicken right there, sitting right there. Look at the chicken. Look at chicken right there sitting out. Give me all my money back, miss. You only give me $8. Here go my receipt. I paid $10.10. That's my receipt. Give me all my money back, ma'am.
Okay, it's $8.95.
No, I want all my money back. I ordered. I dropped the damn soda. Give me my gas money back. Y'all was trying to bully us out of our money. And what you do with that money? Long as you don't do it to me. Long as you don't do it to me, I ain't the right one. You ain't crazier than me. Betty ain't crazier than me.
I had to cut out the expletives. Again, what happened was, I guess she ordered a Chinese meal. She says she, quote unquote, dropped the soda. And she wanted the Chinese restaurant. It was one of those fast food restaurants. This isn't a sit down, but a fast food restaurant type place. And she wanted the lady to give her back $10.30. And the Chinese restaurant employee, probably the owner, was actually very nice and said, I'll give you back $8 and change, but I'm not giving you back the full 10 because you drank the soda. And of course, the fatiguing person said, it doesn't matter. I dropped it. Oh, darn well, someone like her didn't drop it. And I will agree. She saw the chicken sitting on the counter. The chicken was not, from what I can tell, being stored correctly. You gotta be careful with some of these restaurants. And I'm not just talking the Chinese restaurants. Every place else too. You got to make sure you go into reputable places. But even then, they can have issues, which is why, for those who don't know, when you walk to a restaurant, they should have something on the door that says that it has passed sanitation. But the bottom line is, this fatiguing person wanted all their money back, even though they had drunk the soda. And the poor Chinese lady just gave her back the $8 just to keep from arguing with her. The loudness. And look, guys, I'll be honest. I know I can be a bit on the loud side too. See, but I'm loud and happy. I'm not loud and angry, loud and barky, loud and rude. I'm just highly energetic. So I tend to speak up a little bit. But that's not the loud that most people are referring to. It's the negative loud. It's the demanding. It's the me first, do what I want. That's the loud. Well, you know what I'm talking about. You feel it. Here we go.
You want to know what it's like working in corporate America?
Well, after 15 years in corporate America, I chose to leave because I couldn't stand it, but let's hear it.
It all depends on whether your boss likes you or not. That's it. You could be a terrible worker, and if your boss with you, like they really like you, you're on. You could be the most stellar, hardworking person at that corporation, and if your boss just doesn't like you, you're gone. That's what your whole life is dependent on when you work for a corporation. I know people who are let go because their boss just didn't like their bubbly personality. They were told they weren't good enough for the job, that they weren't meeting expectations. Sometimes they weren't told anything at all. Sometimes they asked for an explanation, and They were told they had no explanation, but they're letting them go. And if you have a different personality than you do in your interviews and when you actually work with them, that could be a problem. It has nothing to do with your work 9 times out of 10. That's why you can have one boss that you've had for a while and you guys had a great working relationship. That person leaves to go with another company. You get a new boss and you're gone within 6 months. You're telling me your work ethic or the amount of work that you put in somehow just vanished in 6 months? No. I was recently let go, so it's fresh. In January of this year, I had got a stellar performance review, 4s and 5s. And we all know if you work in corporate, 4s and 5s is really good. I made the mistake of asking for a salary adjustment because it's hard out here. Okay. I only got 2%. What I didn't take into account is that I just got a new boss about 3 months ago. So the person who did my performance review was actually her boss who I had worked with for a long time and had an excellent relationship with. Because she didn't really know me like that. So I asked for a salary increase. She's going to put me on a performance review plan. We all know what a performance improvement plan is. Very naively, I signed it because I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to be able to get the mentoring I need because I really want to move up. Within a week, I started getting write-ups. It was for things that were insignificant, like not responding to an email within 24 hours. And I confirmed that I was going to get back to them, but because I didn't get back to them fast enough. For making mistakes I only made once ever since being with the company. And then not too long after that, they let me go. I asked why. I was a very high performer. She couldn't tell me why. She just said, this is the direction they want to go in, and they don't have any obligation to explain. I said, we didn't even put me on a performance improvement plan. They got very quiet and said, we don't have to. Any chance she got, she would make me feel bad about myself. Never compliment me on anything I achieve. If anything, I got it from the other teams that I was working with. And she would fall silent. She was upset because I was making her look bad. I'm telling you, your whole life is dedicated to whether someone likes you or not. And I can't do it anymore.
I know my 15 years in corporate, it was like walking a minefield, but there's a thing to corporate from my experience without, saying where I worked at and stuff, but it was a major insurance company and they weren't doing a very good job leading. And this is 20 years ago because, I'm entering my 21st year of teaching. So this is, you got to go back 21 years. The office isn't even in the state of Florida anymore. So I will gently talk about it. But basically my boss, she was very incompetent. She wound up getting fired. They wound up firing the head of HR. No, the head of HR did not fire. The head of HR left to join family and, focus on the family. That standard wink, wink stuff. Okay. You're either going to get fired or you can say you're leaving for, personal family reasons. Yeah. Another director got fired. So this is the type of corporate environment that I worked in where everybody pretty much got fired around me. It's a real minefield. And I think if you're going to do corporate, you need to plan on multiple layoffs. You need to save a significant amount of money for multiple layoffs. And in this particular case, our company was being, I guess, bought out by another company or new management came in. And I experienced that too. Again, I did corporate in my 20s and 30s. Figure I became a teacher at 38. So it was mainly in my 20s and late 20s and early 30s. But one of the things that's very common in corporate culture is once a new company comes in, another that company is going to move people that they don't want in the company anymore. And and she's right, it most likely has nothing to do with your work performance. It really has to do with what the new company wants, what they are looking for. And if you don't fit in, they can and will find a way to have you leave. If I were her, I would take this down off the internet, only for the fact that if she's still wanting to get back into corporate, this really isn't stuff that you want floating around on the internet.